It is exactly 2 years since 90-year-old Ekwia Dente was lynched at Kafaba in the northern region based on accusations of using witchcraft to cause mayhem in her community. Although an ancient phenomenon, witchcraft is still believed in, and until this day, old women in rural areas suffer the consequences of name-calling. As a way of bridging the disparity that exists in society, young activists dressed in red attire marched to the Accra Mall roundabout with placards displaying various messages to press home their concerns. In an interview with Citi News, the Women's Rights and Campaign Manager for ActionAid, Margaret Breward, indicated that the vigil was necessary for government to hasten the process of criminalizing witch name-calling.
We are also not saying that witchcraft is only an issue in the northern part of Ghana. Witchcraft is an issue in the whole country. When you watch television, you see pastors accusing some people of being witches, or we've heard of stories where people have maimed other people on account of utterances of a pastor. So which means that we have to address it in totality. And how do we address it? We should make it unattractive for somebody to accuse somebody of being a witch by punishing or criminalizing accusers, because it's like people accuse and they go scot-free, and as a result of their accusation, somebody suffers at the end of it. Ekwia Dente died, and she's not the only person. Others have been maimed. In fact, we have seen women whose hands have been amputated or cut off because of witchcraft accusations and other issues. This is how serious it is. But we think that we have not shown the political will enough in this country to bring this issue to an end. We need the state machinery. When Trokosi was an issue, the state mobilized and entered, and they were able to bring this to an end or minimize it. So in this case, we are calling on the state to mobilize its machinery to address this issue. At least criminalize or punish people who accuse people of being witches, so that we stop the flow into these camps. If the state mobilizes itself and shows the political will and the commitment, we'll be able to address this issue.
Some of the activists also shared their concerns with Citi News.
I think to curb witch hunting, we have to raise awareness of the fact that witchcraft is not in existence, as per some of our traditions and culture actually maybe say it does. We have to make the young people of today understand, or maybe be able to differentiate between culture, tradition, and just mindless killing. That is the witch hunting in these camps. Because for a young person in a country like Ghana, where most of our traditions and cultures go against just the fact that I'm a woman, because you can see female genital mutilation, we can see widowhood rights, etc. Then I'm scared that, okay, 50 years or 70 years from now, I'll be called a witch just because a daughter of mine or a sister of mine is not progressing, and then I'd be killed for no reason. So I think first is the awareness creation, and then advocacy from these organizations, NGOs, even our government should be able to make some laws, bylaws, policies that will actually protect a woman.
First of all, we need to reorient the mindset of every Ghanaian with regards to what human rights is or are. Especially from the very crutch of our institution, making sure that the UN document of which Ghana has alluded to, that is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights document, we revisit such a document and then teach it from the basic, of which its fundamental principle have to do with everybody have the right to life. So that is the basic one that I'm going to note. And then aside that, we have a lot of other legislation and the policies that needed to be enforced. So we are calling upon the laws enforcement agencies and then all human rights organizations to speak out, and then also the police institution to make sure that people who are fan of such acts, that is lynching people without regards to their human right, are being brought to book.
The whistleblower to create an awareness or to create an alarm for policymakers or those who are in the hands of affairs to be able to come out with a clear-cut policy that should be able to safeguard this kind of menace. Because you realize that some of the actions being taken by certain people like instant justice and other stuff are unlawful. So there should be a common platform or grounds whereby the laws will be able to restrict people from taking instant justice or personal encounters and doing certain things that is against the will of the people, because it's against the human right. And the Constitution clearly states certain kind of articles in the Constitution that says that taking instant justice is not allowed. So the law must take its course and appropriate authorities must address their concern.